Good evening, everyone. If folks could take a seat. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the City Council meeting on January 19th, 2023 to order. Welcome, everyone. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Miller.
Present.
Councilor Anderbois.
Present.
Councilwoman Anthony.
Present.
Councilman Espinal. Senior Deputy Majority Leader Gonsalves.
Present.
Councilwoman Graves.
Present.
Deputy Majority Leader Harris.
Present.
Councilwoman Peterson.
Present.
Council President Pro Tempore Pichardo. Councilor Royas.
Present.
Councilwoman Ryan.
Present.
Majority Whip Sanchez.
Present.
Majority Leader Taylor.
Present.
Councilwoman Ana Vargas. Councilman Oscar Vargas.
Present.
You have 15 present and none absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The invocation will be given tonight by Councilor Sue Anderbaugh. Everyone, please rise.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to take a moment to reflect. So many of us this week gathered to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I wanted to share a quote from his Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech in 1964, where he says, "I have the audacity to believe that peoples everywhere can have 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and dignity, equality, and freedom for their spirits." And I just wanted us all to think as we get underway with this work for the city and all the things on our agenda today, there's always this threat of being bogged down by the minutia, but I just want to remind us to think of these goals that seem so audacious, but also so commonplace, that folks in our city should have 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and dignity, equality, and freedom for their spirits.
Thank you, Councilor. The Pledge of Allegiance will be given by Chairwoman Anthony.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, please read item 3.
Approval of minutes. Item 3, Journal of Proceedings number 1 of the City Council organizational meeting held on January 2nd, 2023, and Journal of Proceedings number 2 of the regular meeting of the City Council held January 5th, 2023.
Madam President,
Leader Taylor.
move approval.
Second, Madam President.
Motion has been made by Majority Leader Taylor, seconded by Deputy Majority Leader Harris. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Madam Clerk, please read item 4 into the record.
Item 4, election of volunteer Chief Judge Emeritus of the Providence Municipal Court.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The nominations are now open for election of volunteer Chief Judge Emeritus of the Providence Municipal Court.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
I'd like to nominate Judge Frank Caprio for this position.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please cast 1 ballot for the election of volunteer Chief Judge Emeritus of the Providence Municipal Court, Frank Caprio.
So noted.
Thank you.
Madam President, quickly,
yes.
I wanted to just mention some points. So I'm going to do to all
Majority
the
Leader,
judges.
please.
So Chief Judge Frank Caprio is going to be the retired Chief Judge of the Municipal Court. He served 38 years as a municipal court judge. He retired from the National Guard, former city councilor, actually back in 1963 when I was born. He was also former chairman of the Rhode Island Board of Governors for Higher Education, and he was born and raised in Providence, a graduate of Central High School, Providence College, and Suffolk University Law. Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Leader. At this moment, I'd like to ask President Pro Tempore to preside over item 5.
Five.
Item
Number 5.
Item number 5 is election of 3 judges of the Providence Municipal Court.
Nominations has been, Majority Leader Taylor, are there any nominations?
Yes, I'd like to nominate John Lombardi, Daniel McKiernan, and Vanessa Crum, and I have a little background also.
Second.
Is there a second? Seconded by Councilor Harris. Are there any nominations? Are there any other further nominations? Are there any other further nominations? Seeing none? Majority Leader?
Yeah, well, you can cast a vote for each one, and I'll do a quick breakdown. Cast a vote for one of the judges.
Madam Secretary, can we cast one vote for the judges nominated?
So noted.
And just,
Majority Leader Taylor?
so just a quick bio from each of the judges. John Lombardi has served as an associate judge in the municipal court for nearly 8 years. He's the current Rhode Island State Representative for Providence Districts 8 for the past 13 years. He is an attorney. He's a former city councilor for more than 26 years, was actually president as well. And also, he is a graduate of Mount Pleasant High School, Rhode Island College, and Suffolk University. Daniel McKiernan, current associate judge in the municipal court for the past 8 years, former Rhode Island State Representative for Providence District 7. He is also an attorney. He's a graduate of Henry High School, Boston College, and Boston College Law. Vanessa Crum, whose family may I add lives in Ward 8. That's not on here, but I'm adding that. Retired attorney with nearly 40 years of legal experience, former attorney and administrator for the Rhode Island Department of Transportation, administrator for the Civil for Women, and served on the born and raised in Providence, graduate school of law.
Thank you, Majority Leader Taylor. Congratulations to Honorable John Lombardi, the Honorable Dan McKiernan, and Vanessa Crum. I now turn the mic over to
Thank you, President Pro Tem. Item number 6.
Item number 6 is election of Chief Judge of Providence Municipal Court.
Nominations are now open for election of the Chief Judge of the Providence Municipal Courts.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
I'd like to nominate John Lombardi as the court.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Madam Clerk, seeing none, please cast one ballot as for the Honorable John Lombardi to. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations to all, and will council please stand at ease for just a moment while we swear in our new municipal court judges. Okay. Please raise your right hands. Your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the State of Rhode Island and the Providence Home Rule Charter, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Judge of the Providence Municipal Court to the best of my ability. Congratulations and thank you. Read
Madam,
Majority Leader.
reading of item 10.
A motion has been made to waive the readings of items 7 through 10 and received. Oh, all those in favor? Thank you. Of items 7 through 10.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Madam Clerk, items 7 through 10 as received.
So noted.
Madam Clerk, please read item 11 into the record.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the readings of items 11 through 20.
Second, Madam President.
Motion has been made by Majority Leader Taylor and seconded by Deputy Majority Leader Harris. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Madam Clerk, please refer 11 through 20 to the Committee on Finance.
So noted.
And item 21.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the readings of items 21 through 25 and pass on a voice vote. And have the clerk read items 21 and 24 into the record.
Second, Madam President.
Motion to waive the readings of items 21 through 25 and pass on a voice vote has been made by Majority Leader Taylor and seconded by Deputy Majority Leader Harris. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, please read items 21, 23, and 24 into the record.
Item 21, Council President Miller, resolution in memoriam of Governor Lincoln Almond. Whereas on January 2nd, 2023, former Rhode Island Governor Lincoln Carter Almond passed away at age 86. And whereas he was the devoted son of the late Thomas Clifton and Elsie Carter Almond, and the proud younger brother of the late Thomas C. Almond Jr. And whereas a graduate of Central Falls High School, he attended the University of Rhode Island and Boston University School of Law. He was inducted into both the Central Falls City Hall of Fame and LA Athletic Hall of Fame. And whereas Governor Almond served as Lincoln from 1963 to 1969. He had the foresight to provincial and industrially served as U.S. Attorney for over 20 years, receiving his original appointment to that post in 1969. He was reappointed by President Reagan in 1981 and served until 1993. He emphasized enforcement in the area of organized crime, drugs, and white-collar crime, including corruption. And whereas, as the state's top federal prosecutor, he successfully took on organized crime and public corruption, and was a trusted policy advisor to multiple U.S. attorney generals. And whereas in 1994, he was elected governor of the state of Rhode Island and was reelected in 1998 to serve a second four-year term. And whereas Governor Almond was the first governor of the state of Rhode Island to serve a four-year term. And whereas, as governor, he restructured the state's economic development efforts, forming an advisory panel now known as the Rhode Island Commerce Corporation, pushed for more investment in technology to improve government efficiency and Rhode Island's competitive standing in an increasing as a base of good jobs. And whereas his chides strong economic development and job creation and needed improvements to his beloved URI. And whereas Governor Almond was a member of the National Governors Association, where he served on the Economic Development Committee. He also served on NGA's Legal Affairs Committee, which advises fellow governors on whether or not the NGA should take legal positions on matters pending before the U.S. Supreme Court. And whereas Governor Almond was the 1998 chair of the Coalition of Northeastern Governors and the 1997 chair of the New England Governors Conference. And whereas Governor Almond was a dedicated public servant who contributed to the economic state of Rhode Island, he leaves a lasting impression on the lives he impacted in New England. Now therefore be it resolved that the Providence City Council hereby honors the life, memory, and legacy of former Governor Lincoln Almond. Be it further, Providence extends its deepest condolences to Governor Lincoln Almond's entire family throughout Rhode Island and beyond. Item 23, Councilors Pichardo, Sanchez, and Council President Miller, resolution in memoriam of Father Raymond Tetreault. Whereas on Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023, Father Raymond Tetreault passed away at the age of 87, 2 days shy of his 88th birthday. And whereas senior priest of the Diocese of Providence and tireless advocate of the Latino community, Father Raymond performed the first Spanish Mass in the state of Rhode Island. And whereas Father Raymond's Spanish ministry started with his saying Mass and offering prayers in parishioners' homes after he met an immigrant from the Dominican Republic in a Providence market who asked him if he could celebrate Mass at his home. And whereas, proud son of Providence, Father Raymond's early education began at the Holy Name School in Providence, followed by La Salle Academy, Our Lady of Providence Seminary, and the University of Louvain in Belgium, where he was ordained in 1960. And whereas Father Raymond's ministry as an ordained priest was wide-reaching, he was a teacher of English and algebra at the high school seminary. He became superior and novice master of the Brothers of Our Lady of Providence, a newly formed society in the diocese committed to working with the poor and the increasing number of new immigrants to the city. And whereas Father Raymond's ministry with Latino immigrants led him to join them in their struggle for justice in American society. He helped to develop new leaders who came forward. Latinos discovered that their lives mattered and that it was possible for them to achieve the American dream, seek justice, and help thy neighbor while living productive lives. And whereas his embrace of the principles of nonviolence, of living a life of peace and embracing justice became the foundation of his life. And whereas he cherished the environment and found simple pleasure in working in his garden, feeding the birds outside his window, and nurturing the lemon tree that grew there. As a painter, he shared his vision of nature and of the suffering of people of the world. And whereas Father Raymond was one of 5 children, he is survived by his brother Joseph and his wife Maria of Glastonbury, Connecticut. And whereas Father Raymond was a role model in the Latino community and a lifelong champion of social justice and immigration rights, he deserves all the praise of the City of Providence has to offer. Now therefore be it resolved that the Providence City Council hereby honors the life, memory, and legacy of Father Raymond Tetro. Be it further resolved that the Providence City Council hereby extends its deepest condolences to Father Raymond's entire ministry, as well as his extended family and friends throughout Providence and beyond. Item 24, Councilman Taylor, Gonsalves, Vargas, Councilor Pichardo, Councilwoman Ryan, and Council President Miller. Resolution renaming the Providence Municipal Court after Chief Judge Frank Caprio. Whereas Francesco Frank Caprio was born in the Federal Hill neighborhood of Providence and is a proud product of the Providence Public Schools, having graduated from Central High School, where he won the state wrestling title in 1953. And whereas he earned a bachelor's degree from Providence College, and after graduating began teaching. And whereas working at Hope Judge Cap Night School of the University of Law in Boston, which subsequently led him to joining the legal profession. And whereas a lifelong dedicated public servant, Chief Judge Caprio was a member of the Providence City Council from 1962 to 1968, was elected as a delegate to the Rhode Island Constitutional Convention in 1975, served as a delegate to 5 Democratic National Conventions, served as chairman of the Rhode Island Board of Governors for Higher Education, and served in the National Guard from 1954 to 1962 in the 876th Combat Engineer Battalion. And whereas Chief Judge Caprio has served as a Providence Municipal Court judge since 1985 and has been reappointed 6 times to the bench during that time period. And whereas Chief Judge Caprio was awarded an honorary doctorate of law by his alma mater, Suffolk University Law School in 1991, Providence College in 2008, in addition to an honorary degree of Rhode Island in 2000. And whereas Chief Judge Frank Caprio's legacy of dedicated public service to the state of Rhode Island and the city of Providence deserves to be celebrated for years to come. Now therefore be it resolved that the Providence City Council hereby renames the municipal courtroom as the Frank Caprio Courtroom in recognition of the judge's years of dedicated service to the city of Providence. Be it further resolved that upon passage, copies of this resolution be transmitted to the Honorable Mayor Prorector of the Department of Public Property and Chief Judge Frank Caprio.
Madam President,
Deputy Majority Leader Harris.
I would like to co-sponsor if they don't mind, 21, 23, and 24.
Thank you, Deputy Majority Leader Harris. Council Espinel. Any other?
I'd like to co-sponsor 21, 22, and 23, if it's okay with the sponsors.
Thank you, Majority Leader Taylor. Okay, co-sponsors on.
Thank you. I would also like to co-sponsor 21, 23, and 24, please.
Thank you. Any others for?
I would like to co-sponsor 24 and 25.
Thank you. Any others? Councilwoman Peterson.
21, I would also 21, 23, and 24. Thank you.
Councilwoman Vargas, did you have your hand up? And Councilwoman Graves? Councilwoman Graves, same, 21, 23, and 24. Councilwoman Anthony, the same. Any others? Councilwoman Vargas.
Madam, can I co-sponsor 21 and 23, please?
21 and 22, sir? All right.
Thank you.
Any other co-sponsors before I ask for it?
Madam President, so sorry, I would
Councilman,
also
that's
like to co-sponsor 21 and 23.
21 and 22. Thank you, Councilman Rice.
I'm sorry, that was 23.
23.
Madam President, at the
Pro
appropriate time, I would like to speak on the matter of item number 23.
23. That appropriate time is now. Unless there are any other further co-sponsors, I would like to ask for discussion on items 21 through 25. President Pro Tem Petro.
Thank you, Madam President, and members of the City Council, and those who are present. Just wanted to briefly mention that Father Tato was a special person to many of us, and particularly myself and our also former colleague who now joins him in the heavens, that is Councilman Miguel Luna. For us, particularly being a Dominican was hope that began to have our service that really enlightened my mother in her own language. I spoke English, and so did my sisters. But remember him to be that leader, that spiritual guide for many of us, and to all the immigrants and refugees throughout these years. A truly remarkable person that left a legacy here in our capital city, Providence, throughout the immigrant population. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you. Further discussion?
Madam
Councilman
President,
Sanchez.
I would like to make a comment on matter number 23. I would like to echo most of the things that Pro Tem Pichardo has been saying about Father. The only thing I would like to add, and words really don't justify had specifically in our Latino community across Providence, not really one part of Providence, across different micro. But that Father Raymond did was he took action when he did something. He was always protesting. He was always in front of the State House and in front of our body here, demanding from our public officials to justify whatever the situation is. And something that he did with leaders throughout the city. So a neighborhood association that I'm a part of actually started by Father Raymond and others back more than 25 years ago. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion, items 21 through 25?
I would also like to echo the expressions of Pro Tem Pichardo, as well Minority Whip adds to Raymond. It was such an inspiration, such a special person. I talk about work that transcends. I actually did my Whip Sanchez was born. So that word to hear him as a Tetra in such a honorable way is really telling. So Father Tetra will always be missed. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Further discussion, items 21 through 25?
I just want to add remarks. Father Raymond was an extraordinary leader, and I want to thank the sponsors for putting this forth. I also just want to mention item number 22, and the reason why is because Bruce Ownsby, this is a resolution that we put forth, was a cobbler in the Fox Point section of the city, and unfortunately he passed in a tragic motorcycle accident. Long-standing member of the community who was a devoted resident Fox Point community, but broadly in its. So just wanted to acknowledge him as well in terms of establishing a ceremonial designation at the intersection of Wayland and Seacon Street. But I also just want to thank all the sponsors for their hard work in putting these resolutions together to honor legacies of such a tremendous impact on the Providence community. So thank you so much, Madam, for allowing me to speak on that.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Graves.
I would also like to add my name 22. I think I did 21, 23, and 24. Also would like to resolution for 22.
Councilman Vargas, Councilman Espinal, Chairwoman Anthony, Councilwoman Vargas, yes, Peterson, full council, Ryan, council, as well as myself. Thank you.
So noted.
There's no further discussion. Oh, Councilman Vargas, please.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to echo and Fire Teacher. Fire Teacher was one of the first activists before when I came to this country. He was a fighter. He was the one who take action. And I remember when we do the march, May 5th, I don't remember the year, but everything stopped in the city of Providence, and he was one of the first one to be in the front in the parade. So Fire Teacher is in heaven now. He's very happy that he created leadership. I consider I am one because I used to go to every single meeting that he used to have, and I learned a lot. And let's keep this city forward with his thoughts and his education that we learned from him, and we can have a better city.
Thank you, Councilman. There's no further discussion. I'd like to call for a voice vote in passage of items 20. I'm sorry, this is not speaking from the public. I'm sorry, sir, this is not. I'm sorry, sir, there's no comments from the public at this meeting. I'd like to call for a passage of a voice vote on items 21 through 25.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Madam Clerk, thank you.
Madam President, point of personal
Chairwoman,
privilege.
please.
I would just like to recognize several of the appointees that are sitting in our gallery. We have I believe we have Carolina Robert Santana, who can stand, who is just appointed to the Providence School Board. We have Mr. George Matuk, who is here, who is appointed to the school board. We also have Mr. Ryan Holt, who has been appointed to zoning board. And please, are there any other appointees here this evening? I just wanted, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Tony, say thank you very much.
Chairwoman, congratulations and thank you all for this. Madam Clerk, please read item 20.
Madam President, motion to waive the readings of item 26 through on a voice contract and supply.
Second, Madam President.
A motion has been made and second. Any discussion? All in favor of all opposed? Madam Clerk, please read item 31 into the record.
President. Receive and approve.
Second.
Motion has been made to read items 31 through 36 into the record, receive and approve. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Mark 31 through 36 received and approved. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
So noted.
Madam Clerk, please read item 37.
Madam President.
Majority.
These of items 37 and 38 pass on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
Motion has been made and seconded. Waive the reading of 30 on a voice vote.
On number 30.
Deputy Majority Leader, Councilman Espinal, Chairwoman Annie, Councilwoman Graves, Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Peterson, Councilman Vargas, Councilman Sam, Majority Leader Taylor. Anyone else? I think that's almost the whole council, and I would also like to be added. Thank you.
So noted.
Any further discussion on items 37 and 38? Oh. Chairwoman.
I'd like to be added to 38, please.
May I be added to 38 as well?
All right, all in favor of approval of items 37 and 38?
Aye.
Aye.
Councilwoman Graves.
38.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Petition for compensation for injuries and damages.
Refer to the Committee on Claims and Pending Suits.
So noted.
Please read item 40 into the record.
Presentation of
Madam
resolutions.
President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive item 40 and pass on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
Motion has been made by Majority Leader Taylor and seconded by Deputy Majority Leader Harris. All in favor? Opposed? Yes. Item 41 into the record. Majority Leader Taylor.
Motion to waive the reading of item 41 and pass on a unanimous rising vote.
Second, Madam President.
Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Majority Leader Taylor.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
if there's no more further business tonight, I'd like to adjourn and memo Governor.
Motion has been made and seconded to adjourn in the memory of Governor Almond. Discussion. All please.
No,